the IFS. I want to begin by stating that PF as a party will make history by being the first party to lose and bounce back to power. And this we are determined to achieve. Fellow countrymen, women, senior members of the party, the press, and fellow cadres, as the nation may already have been aware of the Patriotic Front Central Committee meeting held last weekend here in Osaka. And of course, this meeting was chaired by our party president, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, and all MCCs were present, with only a few notables absent, like Honorable Davis Chama, who is still held in detention without reasonable cause to do so. And as a party, we continue to demand that Honorable Davis Chama be released, and we demand that justice prevails. It's amazing under the new dawn that one that was a victim in 2015, they are attempting to turn into a villain. But we are very confident that the judiciary will continue to rise to the occasion to make sure that justice is served. As resolved by the Central Committee, I would like to inform the nation and our members that the Central Committee was highly cordial, or the meeting was held in a highly cordial, insightful, and respectful manner, with a clear resolve by the leadership to address the many items that form the major part of the postmortem report. As you remember, the party had resolved to set up a postmortem report committee which undertook its assignment, and it was only in the last Central Committee that their report was being presented. Among the resolutions and developments arising from the Central Committee are as follows. Number one, the stepping down of Honorable Davis Mwila as Secretary General of the party, and also the stepping down of Honorable Ngongam Kupa as Chairman, National Chairman of the party. The stepping down of two of our senior party members, the Secretary General Honorable Davis Mwila and Honorable Ngongam Kupa, the National Chairman, was done at the last Central Committee meeting. The duo did this in the interest of the party and as a response to the call for the party to rebrand. This in no way must be misconstrued to mean that the ward members of the party have no value in the future of PF. I must state actually that they remain ordinary members of the Central Committee. Everyone in the party has a role to play, and we all must complement one another and not carry an attitude of pointing fingers. What was done was done. Now our energies must be about the future. Also, suffice to say, there is no leadership vacuum in the party. The party president is around, the vice president is around, the deputy SG Honorable Chirangwa is around, until we have a transparent, legitimate, democratic process to the General Conference that will eventually usher in a new leadership. So there is no vacuum. It is basically a democratic transition that we are going through that will usher in a new leadership at a general conference. Let me speak to the postmortem report. Without going into details, the postmortem report, more or less a feedback report, has laid bare the many things or several issues that led to our loss in the August polls. The postmortem report was presented with all its findings from all relevant stakeholders. We would want to implore the general party membership to rise to the occasion and introspect on what the Zambian people are telling us. Every party exists for contestation to form government. I want to re-emphasize, every political party exists for contestation to form government. And it's not party members alone who vote a party into government. Hence, the Central Committee's carry-on call on the membership to listen attentively to what the Zambian people are saying, without whom our party is doomed. It will be folly to go back and repeat the same mistakes that led us to where we are today. For instance, we should not repeat one of the clear findings of the postmortem report, and that is the party was being detached from the feelings and opinions of the general citizens. But we are too, and that we were too arrogant to listen. It's up to PF that we can crawl back into favor with the Zambian people. The Zambian people are forgiving. For now, their hearts may still be bruised and the wounds are still fresh. But once they heal, they will need a proper opposition and government in waiting, and PF surely is the party of choice by the many, will be a party of choice by the many reforms we are committed to undertake. Excuse me. We can only ask the Zambian people to trust us again. The extraordinary general conference and premature campaigns. Having deliberated on the dates of extraordinary convention to elect a new leadership, including the president, June next year was the projected month for which the general conference would be held. In the meantime, the party is expected to undertake a process of stock taking in terms of our structures. The Central Committee also resolved to increase the structural arrangement of our party. For now, the committees of our party, from the grassroots all the way to the province, stands at 24 members of the committee. But from the last Central Committee, standing orders were approved that we increase the committee's number from 24 to 72. Therefore, we have work to be done, and even the Central Committee's number has increased from somewhere around 54 to 80 members. And therefore, there is work that needs to be done and achieved between now and when the notice for the General Conference will be issued towards the June month that was set. The party, through its Central Committee, by implication, directs all party members wishing to contest for its presidency to suspend or halt their campaigns, and subsequently direct their sympathizers within and outside the party to tone down and focus on their energies towards reorganizing and restructuring the party ahead of the 2026 general elections. As we rescue the Zambian people from the shackles of a government of deceit, a government that was formed by a political party and its leadership on the basis of lying to and deceiving the Zambian people with fake promises. The Patriotic Front is, at this moment and time, expected to focus on institutionalizing itself as a machinery capable of carrying any candidate for the Zambian people in 2026 general elections. Therefore, being a democratic right, as it were, any form of campaigns and segmentations or factionalism capable of destabilizing the party will not be tolerated forthwith. We are one united patriotic front for the betterment of the Zambian people. Furthermore, all party members and sympathizers across the country are hereby directed to work hand in hand with the respective party leadership across the country in delivering this agenda of salvaging the situation of the party for the benefit of the Zambian people, who cannot wait any longer for a credible and repentant PF in the opposition to take over from this government of liars. Anything we do we must always know that the Zambian people are watching and desperate waiting for a solution to this quagmire they are in. The quagmire we put them into as a party because of our conduct. The party, ever than before, needs builders other than dependents. You can't risk going to a general conference to elect a leader with the expectations that the leader elected will be a messiah to both the party and the Zambian people. We can't risk having a big man syndrome in the party. If we are to achieve total reformation and democratization within the party ahead of the 2026 general elections, in the wisdom of the Central Committee, the central focus for now should be extra strengthening the party and remind the Zambian people of our well-meaning agenda of delivering development to the Zambian people now and in the future. And there is no doubt that the Patriotic Front is the only vessel capable of delivering such a vision for the Zambian people. When we talk about the big man syndrome, there is always a feeling that the greatest need we have as a party is to elect an individual as president, and hopefully he can be able to salvage the fortunes of the party as an individual. And hopefully that individual then carry everybody to form government. That is a wrong formula. What we need is, first of all, to reorganize the party, make the machinery strong enough to carry a presidential candidate and usher him into government, to be able to fulfill the collective vision of the Patriotic Front. Intra-party discipline. Discipline is key, and we cannot overemphasize the deep need for discipline. Proper channels of airing out grievances must be followed, and they are there. The Central Committee further directs that there be discipline in the rank and file of the party. Discipline is a result of respect. Therefore, let us respect one another, either small or big, new or old. No one deserves to be treated with less human dignity. If we restore discipline and respect within the party, it will bring love, harmony, and unity. Only then can we work together to build the party for the better. And it will take sacrifice to achieve that. Let me remind our members, and also remind the Zambian people, the Zambian people thought by voting for UPND, the country will be united. But see how deeply divided the country is becoming. We have a president who is overstretching his limit of everybody. His appointments say the other, and when he speaks, he says another thing. His arrogance levels and true colors are shamefully being exposed by the day. a president with no regard whatsoever for the history of our nation and the contribution of our forefathers. He calls everyone who served as a clique of thieves, further dividing the nation. All this is because as PF, we are too preoccupied with insulting each other, at the expense of us providing credible checks and balances. We cannot see political capital. We cannot see the mistakes and point the Zambian people in the right direction because there are insults on our blogs. And I want to state here that we will soon be taking disciplinary action against disgruntled individuals calling themselves members of the party who will not heed to the directive that were given to them. They are staring on the blogs, and everyone wants to make a name for themselves. We have the best insults and insulters, if there is such a word, within ourselves, other than providing checks and balances towards or against the ruling party. We have not rebooted or readjusted ourselves to nourish what the people really want. Our relevance lies in being honest with ourselves and exercising maximum restraint in our conduct. We must be more willing to build other than to destroy. And intra-party discipline is key. How will we inspire the Zambian people to even look in our direction if we can't be mature and disciplined to humble ourselves? Zambians now know their power, and any party that seeks to take over government needs to carry a good character. The culture of pouring insults, outbursts on social media will only take us backwards. If you have an issue with someone and genuinely you are persuaded to confront a person, fix an appointment, talk to him or her about it, and as grown-ups in person, we shall not tolerate this degree of mudslinging among ourselves. Members of the press, as I conclude, I want to repeat, suspend all manner of presidential campaigns until further notice. All those who are aspiring to be presidents or indeed any other portfolio within the party, until the notice for the General Conference is issued as dictated to by the party constitution. Prior to the dates for the General Conference being set, we appeal to all those with ambitions to halt their campaigns in the interest of the party, and that's the work we are supposed to do as a party collectively. The party must get to a point where the party doesn't have to depend on an individual to survive. The members must take heed of Central Committee's directive to introspect and reflect, and get rid of the things that made us lose power, such as hooliganism, cadalism, arrogance, insolence, indiscipline, among others. Further to heed, we are creating a recipe for failure to heed. We are creating a recipe for chaos and anarchy within the party. Our biggest adversary is not among ourselves, but it is the UPND who duped the Zambian people using lies and deceit. And any unnecessary jostling for president through social media should not divide us, but be a contest that unites us for the right leadership to emerge. The petty squabbles must stop. Some are so trivial, and we cannot build an institution with such an attitude. We implore the senior leadership of the party to tame their supporters and whip them into order for the good order and running of the party. We must avoid washing dirty linen in public and exchanging sensitive information in the media and on social media. Our membership desperately needs selfless leadership. They need inspiration to soldier on with the party. We are no longer in power and cannot continue on the trajectory of arrogance and the systematic divide and rule. I thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, MCC. We've come to the end of our briefing, but we can take questions. As usual, you introduce yourself. Please try and confine your question to what has been discussed, unless otherwise. You introduce yourself, which institution you represent, and just be mindful of the time also, and be precise with your question. We can take questions if there are any. Madam Jubel.
My name is Jubel from Hot Media House. You've talked about the postmortem research that you conducted. Do you acknowledge what you actually found out to say the party was detached, pompous, and some of the issues that you have talked about? And I know you have talked about ensuring that the party goes to self-introspection. But how exactly are you going to ensure that those measures are put in place for the betterment of the party?
We can take two more questions. Yes, sir. One's already.
My name's Godwin Wu. From what you've said in your statement, Honorable, are you confirming that there are intra-party conflicts in your party?
Yes, madam.
My name is Victoria from TV, and I just wanted to find out, you mentioned on the action that will be taken against the people that are vying for the presidency and indeed other portfolios. I wanted to know exactly what action will be taken against them in terms of if they defy the orders to stop the campaigns.
Okay, thank you. I'll allow the chairman to take those three questions, and then we can come to other questions if there will be any. Chairman?
Thank you very much, Madam Jubel. The party fully acknowledges and accepts the findings of the postmortem committee. The report was fully embraced, hence the desire or the decision by Central Committee that we give ourselves some time to implement some of the reforms that needs to be undertaken immediately before we go to the General Conference, because even the General Conference itself is expected to be informed by the processes that will have undertaken, reforms that will have been undertaken, and therefore a report will be presented to the General Conference for adoption, because the General Conference is a highest organ of the party, which has the absolute authority and power to make certain changes. So we can't go raw to a General Conference without taking into consideration the findings of what the postmortem committee. Yunza, my good friend from Yunza, I have not said that there are conflicts within the party. I have said that there are attitudes and the behaviors that have the potential to create conflicts within the party. Hence, our coming out clearly today to direct our members to do things that will build and not destroy the party. But I can assure you that we remain united as Patriotic Front. The only thing that is happening now is different views that are being expressed in different ways. But some of the ways are inimical to the unit of the party. Hence our step to guide our members. Diamond TV, people vying for presidents, what actions are you going to take against them? In my statement, I've not referred to any of those who are vying for presidents in regard to action taken against them. We have basically just directed that anybody vying either for presidency or any position, their campaigns are premature. Now, there is a period set, which is next year, June. And there is the dictates of the party constitution that require that a notice to the General Conference will be issued. Through that notice, it opens up for members who qualify to vie for positions that are available at the General Conference. What we're saying is that for now, if we preoccupy ourselves as a party to be campaigning and jostling for positions, that energy will be wasted in that direction instead of it being applied to reorganize the party, restructure the party, strengthen the party. I don't think PF has leaders who are unreasonable in such a way that such a simple directive they would not understand. Because, for example, those who want to become presidents of Patriotic Front, I think they would want to be president of a viable political party that can usher them into government. I don't think anybody wants to just be a party president for the sake of being a party president. They want to be a party president with the possibility of becoming Republican president. And that is only possible with two things: having a viable political party that inspires confidence among the citizens. Hence, we are saying, let's not go into the process of campaigns for now. Is premature. The time will come. And when that time comes, at the end of the day, in a democracy, it is he who inspires support of the majority that emerges to become the leader. And that is what is going to happen. But for general membership that will continue on the trajectory of being disciplined, assuming positions they don't hold, in the party we have only 3 official spokespersons. It is the president of the party, the secretary general of the party, and the chairman for information and publicity. And therefore, any information that is coming outside the official channels must be received with the contempt that it deserves. Any further questions?
I assume that the questions that were asked have been exhausted, unless maybe a question was not answered. Joe Bell, you are satisfied? Yes, sir.
Thank you. My name is Francis from Moto TV. Where are you basing your confidence that PF will bounce back in 2026? And secondly, on the 16th, the new government clocked at 3 months. What has the pandemic resumed in terms of the way UPND has been operating so far?
We'll take another question if there's any. Ask, please. Also, I open. Concerning my question. Saying that no, I would have asked a question. Questions. We want questions. That's why we're having this press briefing. Any more questions? Assume all is clear. Chairman?
Well, our confidence lies in the fact that UPND won the August elections not on the basis that they were part of choice. They won by default because the voters went basically to go and protest. And the protests, the reason for the protests have been reviewed through the post-mortem report. We have gone across the country through the post-mortem committee, and the Zambian people have spoken to us that what we didn't like about you is indiscipline, hooliganism, cadreism. Your cadres were too much. Some of them, one, they were brutal towards the citizens. Some of them were making more or less a mockery of the citizens through the misconduct of displaying the so-called funds without explaining the sources and so on. There are many reasons. But they put a cap there and said, in terms of development, you are second to none, because we appreciate the roads that you constructed. We appreciate the universities that you have constructed. We appreciate the schools that you have constructed. We appreciate the hospitals that you have constructed. We appreciate the developmental direction that you were taking. We appreciate the fact that as a party, you fulfilled your promises that you made before you formed government. The only thing is that we don't know what happened when you got into government, the humility that we knew of PF was thrown to the window. If you can just repent, therefore, you'll be given another chance. And I can tell you that the problems that have been identified around the PF, they are curable problems. You can deal with discipline or indiscipline easily. You can deal with Kadaism easily. You can deal with hooliganism easily. Maybe when we were in government, we thought we were solving, but I think we used a softer arm other than a firm arm so that we can solve those problems. And we acknowledge, and that's how come His Excellency the President, during the memorial for founding President Mr. Michael Chirufya Sata, did on behalf of all of us, and we continue to say so, apologize for things that may have been done or not done that may have caused injury to Zambian people. But moving forward, those issues we're going to face them squarely and resolve them. And that's where our confidence is coming from. UPND 90 days, the manifestation of the consequence of lies has just come to bear. I mean, it's very clear that Mr. Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND didn't have an agenda for this country. For him, his achievement is the fact that he has sat on that seat, and he can report to my relatives in Wengwa that what Mazoka failed to do, what Nkumbula failed to do, both the senior and junior, I have achieved. Even he's going to Samliamomba, is basically to go and report there. That Kaburu Bangu Chibaga Adula Gujita, Nkumbula, Mazoka, once our Memondajigo, Dejime Jiromba na Jiminya. That is all. He will be gloating in the pride of the fact that he's president, but he has no agenda, he has no originality of ideas. The only thing that you achieve after 5 years is dividing this country. When you look at his appointment, he just announced an appointment in the judiciary. Go and examine on your own. He said that Malambo is tilted towards three regions. He said that Tonga, Elozi, and so on. And on the floor of the House, they have continued to peddle tribal and regional politics. Even their budget is regional in nature. The Minister of Finance went to borrow millions of dollars and came confident on the floor of the House to come and tell us this money we have borrowed, we're going to develop Southern, Western, and Northwestern province. What a shame. How can you have everything tilted towards achieving regional politics? I think that should not be tolerated, and that's where our confidence comes in, because both the people of Southern Province, Western Province, Northwestern Province, and the rest of the country will realize that we have in government a group of people that are inimical to the unity of this country, and they need to be taken where they belong, and that is out of government, and it will happen in 2026. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you, Chairman. On that sound note, we are done. I assume that we have exhausted all the questions. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, MCC, Honorable MCC.